Now let's look at how I figure out what are my payments, right? So let's look at this. Let's go to the famous bankrate.com. You are going to go to loans, over to loan payment calculator. So let's put this amount in. Our first note is $144,000 at 9.95% over 30 years. So this is the recommendation we give to our clients. 72% of the note value and 9.95%. Now, this is important that you remember this. As interest rates tend to increase, is this rate going to increase? Yes, it will. This rate is based upon the affordability of what the economy is doing. As the economy interest rates go higher, this percentage will go higher. So as of right now, at the end of 2022, this is the rate that we are saying your first note will be. So we know that our first note, the payment amount is going to be $1,258.39. Okay, is that the final payment? No. In the first note, we are going to be adding other things, and we'll get into that in just a second. So we know our second note is $56,000. What's our recommendation in regards to the interest rate for that one? 9%. So we know our payment is going to be $450.59. So together, our total payment, if you do the $1,258.39 plus the $450.59, our payment together is going to be about $1,700, but that is not our final payment. Here is our payment here for the first note, and here is our payment here for the second note. This payment is going to increase because we need to add taxes, insurance, and servicing. Now, why do we add these three things into the first note? We add it into the first note because we are going to be selling the first note, hopefully at 90% value, and we want it to be taken care of. So when I sell this note, if the taxes increase, the insurance is taken care of also, and the servicing is built into this purchase price. So generally I'll add, just for figuring out numbers, an extra $250 to the payment. So if I'm thinking about what my payment is going to be, my final payment, and I always give homestead buyers a range, just like you would at a traditional bank, because the actual ARMLO will let us know what the actual taxes and insurance, and we'll add the servicing company's fees into that. So when the ARMLO vets the wrap buyer, it'll have the final payment. But this is just so I can see kind of what the payment's going to be. So I know my range, when I add these two things together, is going to be $1,508.39. So I'm going to give the wrap buyer this. This is going to be my range. Your payment's going to be anywhere between $1,500 and $1,650, right? Because this is just an estimate. So we know that this is what the payment is going to be for this amount. Okay. Now, so this is how we are structuring it. Now, this one right here, this $450.59, this is the cash flow that I am getting every single month. I'm looking to sell this note right here so that I can gain capital, right? Or I could pay off the sub-2 loan, or I could deploy that capital into my business, into marketing. So if I sell this note at 90% of its value, what type of capital am I getting? I am getting about $129,000. Now you might think, oh my gosh, Rochelle, you're losing some of that, but not necessarily. This was going to be paid out to me over 30 years. I've been able to create the notes this way. So I now have $129,000 cash. This is from the first note when I sell the first. So what can I do with $129,000? Like marketing into my business. What if my acquisition here, what if the sub-2 loan was $110,000? And I wrote these notes this way because I wanted to be able to pivot in this market. The due on sell clause was created for times like inflation. So if I wanted to keep this property, but I wanted to write these notes, wanted to write this into 2 notes, I know if the due on sell clause got called and I was able to sell it for this amount right here, that I could pay off this mortgage and still have my cash flow coming to me because of this second note. Some people probably in a financial better scenario, they're not worried about this sub two, that they're just going to sell the note to gain this capital. They're going to gain the capital to purchase properties in this pivoting market. So what I want you to understand is a lot of people treat these first and second notes of finding the cash flow and treating it just like a wrap, but it's a lot more strategic than treating it like a wrap, because you have to do all of these things. You have to remember the 72%. You have to remember that your first is drawn up on a 9.95%, and this one is going to be at a 9%. Okay, those are the foundational things when you are splitting two notes to make sure that you're doing it the right way. Obviously, how you get an increased note percentage is doing all of these things and structuring it the right way. So I hope this gives you guys a little bit of value in regards to the mindset of selling to a note buyer, what they're expecting and how you need to structure that. I know that's a lot, but we'll go into details and break things down even more. So thanks for watching.